So before we begin, I'll ask you to share this message with someone who needs it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you to subscribe if you haven't already because it really helps us reach more people with these messages. Okay, so in today's story, we meet this guy called James. Now James is in his early 30s, and he works as a software developer for a decent tech company in Nigeria. It's a good job, great salary, nice colleagues, and an understanding boss. So on paper, James has it all, but deep down, he's unhappy. You see, while this job is great, it doesn't fulfill him. His dream has always been to start a construction company, so he can put roofs over people's heads and build homes for families. But he feels stuck. James is afraid to take the plunge and quit his secure job for the uncertainty of starting a business. Now, fast forward to December of 2023, James is having lunch with his friend Femi. Over the years, Femi has started several successful businesses, and he's now a reputable entrepreneur in their circle. As they catch up, James opens up about his dilemma. He explains his desire to start a construction company but his fear of leaving his job without a backup plan. But Femi, James says, I love my job. I enjoy what I do, and my boss pays me well. Plus, there's stability. What if I fail? Femi listens patiently, and then he replies calmly, James, your fear is understandable, but you're approaching this the wrong way. Why not keep your job and use it to fuel your dream? Instead of jumping in blindly, why not gain experience, save money, and prepare better? Look, James, your job offers stability. Use that to your advantage, keep working, save money, and invest wisely. Turn your monthly savings into something significant. That way you're not risking everything you have on a new venture. You're investing in a known quantity, your job. That way, even if the business doesn't work out, you still have something to fall back on. But if it does work out, then you're building something strong from day one. This conversation with Femi gives James a lot to think about, and over the next few months, he takes action. He researches the construction industry, develops a business plan, and starts setting aside money from each paycheck. He also speaks to industry experts, attends seminars, and makes valuable connections. While doing all of this, James doesn't neglect his responsibilities at work. He remains dedicated to his job, delivering excellent results and maintaining a positive attitude. Now, as the months go by, James continues to save diligently. His goal is to have enough funds to kickstart his construction company. Meanwhile, his career at the tech firm continues to progress. He gets recognition for his contributions and earns a promotion. James realizes that his 9-to-5 job is not just a means to an end, but a valuable part of his journey. After 2 years of preparation, James resigns from his job. He's not leaving out of desperation or dissatisfaction, but out of choice. In fact, he's leaving on good terms. His resignation is not because he hates his job, but because he's ready to pursue his dream. On the day of his resignation, James calls his boss into his office. His boss is surprised, but supportive. As James hands in his resignation letter, he explains his reasons for leaving and emphasizes that his decision is not based on any dissatisfaction with the company. His boss nods, understanding, James, I'd seen your dedication and hard work over the past 4 years. I knew you were ambitious, but I didn't realize you were planning something big. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. Congratulations on your new journey. And so James leaves his job as a software engineer to pursue his dream of becoming a builder. He starts his own construction company and embarks on his first project with enthusiasm. But something is missing. In the middle of the construction site, surrounded by bricks and cement, James realizes he misses his previous colleagues. He misses the familiar routine and the sense of stability his job provided. He even misses his old boss. As days turn into weeks, James struggles with feelings of loneliness and nostalgia. He begins to question whether he made the right decision by leaving his secure job. The responsibility of running his own business feels overwhelming, and James finds himself yearning for the simplicity of his previous life. One evening, James decides to visit his former workplace. As he walks through the familiar corridors, he's greeted by the warm smiles of his former colleagues. They inquire about his new venture and express their support. James shares his feelings of uncertainty, and they offer words of encouragement and advice. Later that night, James attends a networking event for young entrepreneurs. There he meets other business owners who share their experiences and challenges. James realizes that he's not alone in his struggles and gains valuable insights from those who have already walked the path he's currently on. Now, after attending the networking event, James feels rejuvenated. He returns to work with renewed determination, instead of focusing solely on the negatives of leaving his job. James starts appreciating the positives. He realizes that the skills and knowledge he gained as a software engineer are still relevant in his new venture. In fact, James discovers that his tech background gives him a unique advantage in the construction industry. Now, as the months pass, James's construction company starts to gain momentum. He successfully completes projects, builds a solid reputation, and expands his client base. James learns to balance the demands of his new business while still dedicating himself to his clients and partners. As James looks back on his journey, he realizes that his decision to leave his job was the right one. Sure, he faced challenges and experienced moments of doubt, but he wouldn't trade his journey for the world. James understands that success comes at a cost, and he's willing to pay that price. Years go by and James becomes a successful builder. His company grows and he becomes one of the most respected names in the industry, yet he never forgets his roots. Now, if James had chosen to stay at his tech job, he might have lived a comfortable life, but he wouldn't have fulfilled his true potential. By taking the leap of faith and using his job as a foundation, he created a successful business and a fulfilling life. Now, James's story raises an important question. Should you quit your job to pursue your dreams? Well, the answer isn't simple. It depends on your circumstances, goals, and risk tolerance. Now, if you're unhappy in your current job and feel stuck pursuing your goals, quitting may be the right choice. Taking a break to focus on yourself and your goals can be refreshing and help you gain clarity. On the other hand, if you have financial obligations or a family to support, quitting may not be the most practical choice. Now, this is where the idea of using your job as fuel for your dream becomes interesting. You see, instead of quitting, why not leverage your stable income and benefits to pursue your dreams in a more calculated way? Use a portion of your salary to invest in your business idea or take on side hustles to gain experience and build your dream gradually. Now, this approach allows you to test the waters, manage risks, and have a safety net while pursuing your dreams. You can gather valuable insights, develop your skills, and make informed decisions without putting everything on the line. However, if your job is actively hindering your personal growth or business aspiration, it might be time to consider a change. Look for opportunities within your company to learn new skills or take on new responsibilities. If that's not possible, it might be time to move on to a new job that aligns better with your goals. It's also important to remember that your job doesn't define your worth. Don't settle for a job that makes you unhappy just for the sake of stability. Pursue your dreams, explore new opportunities, and prioritize your well-being and happiness. Starting something from the sidelines is a lot easier than most people think. When I started, I was still working full-time at a bank. It's actually not easy. It requires discipline, a lot of discipline. But it's possible. Also, the beauty of it all is that you would have a source of income coming in consistently while your business is trying to figure itself out. And even when your business eventually starts making money, you can choose to keep the job or leave. But either ways, you stand to benefit from it. If you enjoyed today's episode, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see you in the next episode.